Now, these fields are Workday fields, or I mean they can be Workday delivered fields. They can be calculated fields as well. But this is the placeholder Workday _ID and user _name. These are the placeholders. And I'm going to use the actual field for it. What is this Workday space? ID. This is the return to Workday ID for a given object. Remember that 32-character alphanumeric string. So I'm going to return that. And what else? I want to return the username of the particular Workday account. So username, what is a username? The username is that contains the username associated with the Workday account. So if I am, let's say, if it's Logan McNeil, what is Logan's user account? L McNeil, right? I'm going to include that as part of my core connector output. This is the actual Workday delivered field. Okay. But it was not part of any data section. That's why, to include it in the output, I had to go for a custom integration field override service. Done. Our integration is ready. We have configured all the fields, so I will go back to the integration and then I will launch the integration now. I will launch it. How do I launch an integration? Same as we did in AIB, right? What was the menu path that we had to select? Related action. Integration launch, right? Yes. Launch or schedule. Again, we have the same scheduling options that we had in our report as well. Run now, run in the future, minute recurrence, hourly recurrence, daily recurrence, weekly, monthly, and custom recurrence. So we are going to use run now. Okay. Does this look familiar? Yeah, I mean, this whole integration criteria page looks very similar to the inbound AIBs, right? Yes, I agree. This entire thing. If you look at this thing in entirety, yes, this page looks very familiar with the one that we saw for AIBs. But what about the green box? This, I mean, we learned about this when we are talking about the change detection method or the change detection process, right? Correct. So now, as of entry moment and effective date, they are already chosen for me. And what is the as of entry moment? The current time. Isn't it? It is the current date and time. 1st of May, 8:24 p.m. And the effective date by default has been chosen as the 1st of May. But what happened to the last successful as of entry moment and last successful as of date as of effective date? Why are they blank? This is the first time we are running. There was no last successful run. Isn't it? There was no last successful run. This is the first time we are running it. How will it know the last successful run? Got it. So let's put some values. Okay, let's put some values and say, okay, from this date onwards, we are going to just like we had our hire date kind of thing, right? The from hire date and the to hire date, so you can select. Okay, let's say from 01/01/2000. Whatever entry has been made from the 1st of January, 2000. And on or before, I mean effective date also. Let's say, the effective date is also 01/01/00/2000. Right. This is the one that we are looking for. For the last 22 years and 5 months. Sorry, 4 months. You want the data. Now, if you are running a test and if you want the output for only specific workers, right, you are just testing it out. Then you can include the name of those workers. But remember, this is mostly for testing. If you are looking, if you want to see if your output is correct or something right, if you want to see whether your file, your integration, is working. You have all the fields that you need. You do not want to run it for all the workers. You just want to run it for a few workers. You want to see the output, just like the test option that we had in our report. Here also you can specify some specific workers. You can specify 5, 10, 15, as many as you want. Right. You can select from. I mean using these parameters. But this is typically for testing. We do not want to override the change detection mechanism. Okay. If you want to restrict results by organization, extract workers only for the specified organization and all subordinates. Here again, if I choose executive management, if I choose that, then again I'm filtering. I'm filtering my results to only a particular group of organizations. Right. I'm only filtering my workers. This is only again. This is done for testing purposes. Right, if I want to see if the worker information is coming out properly or not. And the last option that we see on the screen is a full file. Full file will extract the worker as of the as of entry moment and effective date, regardless of whether or not they have changed. So we are overwriting. We are stopping the change detection process. Okay, we are saying no, do not look for the change detection. Whatever workers are available as of the as of entry moment, give that in the output. So typically, what we do is for the first run of the integration in production. When we are actually sending over data from work to an external system. The first run, we typically do a full file. Right, the first run is typically a full file. The subsequent runs are change. I mean change files only. Right, makes sense. Whatever information we have in Workday, we send all the data to the other system. And then going forward. After that, we send changes only. Okay, so let me not click on full file, because we have chosen a broad enough date range. Right. And then let me click on OK. This view background process is very similar to what we saw for EIBs, isn't it? And we all have the option to refresh as well. So if I scroll down, it will show you the parameters that I have used to run. I mean same for EIBs as well. If you scroll down while the process is still running, you could see the parameters, the report source, the transformation step. If you have all those will show up here. So you can select, you can verify what were the launch parameters. So here we have the launch parameters available with us. Okay, now we have chosen a very wide date range. There will be a lot of workers. So it is processing. Let's look at the messages. So it says identifying eligibility and data changes, if any, for 350 workers. So there are 350 workers who are eligible for this output. What was the eligibility criteria we had selected? We had said, I chose only one field exempt. Right.